Another wonderful day here in Utah. Not really. Well, we're improving. Snow's mostly gone here in the valley. The mountains, it's still full of snow, but it's been raining the past few days, so most of the snow is gone, but still can't go fishing. I guess most of the lakes are still kind of slushy. So that means more rigging for the Hobie. On today's episode, we're going to be talking battery box. So stick around for this episode. So why am I building a battery box instead of just going to buy one off the shelf? Well, the ones that I've been looking at were either too big and wouldn't fit inside my hole, because that's what I'm planning to put. I put it inside my hole. Or they were small and compact, but the battery power was just not enough for what I needed. What I'm looking to do is doing some long days. Tournament days, you're looking at 8 hours. I'm looking to power my fish finder, my camera, or in case my battery on my cell phone gets low, recharge my cell phone. So that's why I'm looking for something that's compact with a lot of power. And I searched and I couldn't find anything. I decided to just go ahead and build my own. So this is going to be pretty much a battery box, not the whole electrical system. In the future, I might do the install of the Yak Power electrical system and some navigation lights for early morning fishing or other accessories. But for now, I'm building just a battery box for my fish finder and my GoPro cameras. This is just going to be a quick guideline, nothing in too deep, but I'll show you what I'm going to be working with. First of all, we're going to be working with, of course, Dakota Lithium batteries. I love these batteries. They're super lightweight and they just have so much juice. I ended up getting two because I want, like I told you before, I'm going to be doing maybe some long days recording or just long days scouting for tournaments, like pre-fishing and even tournament days. I don't want to be short in power while I'm out in the water. And we're going to connect those in parallel. That way we get 20 amp hours of total juice. So that should be more than plenty, I believe, hopefully, for my long days. Another thing that I bought was a latching switch, on and off latching switch. We're also going to need 12 volt USB charger. And the cool thing about this one, you got two USB chargers, but as well, right in the middle, it lights up and tells you the volt. I mean, I really don't need that because my fish finder actually has a voltage meter for the battery, so I don't think I won't be using that unless I have the battery box out just to make sure the batteries are charged. We have some other waterproof connections, inline fuse. We're gonna need some, you don't necessarily need some soldering iron and some solder, but I feel like there's less of a chance of corrosion or faulty connectors to ruin my electrical system, so that's why I chose soldering. And then of course drill bits to drill out your holes to mount your stuff. So for what I'm doing, I'm going to use a 1-inch drill bit, 7/8 and a 5/8. Those are the sizes I'm going to be using to create this box. Oh, and of course we're going to need the battery box. What I used was ammo box. It says it's an ammo box. It says it's waterproof. I'm not planning for this to get super wet. Like I said, it's going to go in my hole, and I don't expect it to get crazy wet under there, so this should do well. Those are the basic parts I'm going to use for my build, but like I said, you guys can go crazy with this and build your own, really. So let's get started with this build. First of all, what I did is just make sure my batteries fit, and the way that I found it to fit best was like this, standing up. Another reason why I got lithium is because you don't have to worry about these leaking. The lead acid ones, you might not be able to do this because obviously you don't want that spilling out or leaking out inside your kayak. That's bad. So another great plus about this Dakota Lithium batteries, they will not leak. So I'm gonna set them up like this, and then all this empty space around here, we're gonna fill it up with foam. I forgot that. That's probably another thing you're going to need is foam. So we're going to fill this up around with foam. That way the batteries kind of stay secure. So this batteries will not move around inside here. So obviously I won't be able to drill around this area up top. And that's why I came with my design of putting the button here the 12 the voltmeter and the USB charger here, and my power outlet charger outlet will be in there. So let's get to it. Alrighty, let's drill up the holes. First hole for the switch, it's gonna be 5/8 a hole. We're just gonna wing it with this one. This one's pretty simple. I created this harness that's already installed. I'll show you. Batteries are in there, and we're gonna act like it's gonna go inside. Pretty much is what it's gonna look like. Now what we got to finish up doing is a harness for these batteries to hook those two batteries together, and then hook that to the switch, which would also hook up to our power source, which is going to go in through the side right there. So let's finish it up. So now we had to create a harness to connect both the batteries in parallel. I already had a spare harness that I created from my last Hobie, so I went in and I realized I still had this harness, so I don't need to make it. So essentially this is what it is two connectors. Obviously your negatives connect to your negatives, positives, and these will be your main leads, and we'll hook the rest of this stuff to the power source. Alrighty guys, it's done. It wasn't that bad of a project. So box is done. Give you a quick little walkthrough of everything I did. So obviously we installed the button here, we installed the voltmeter and USB charger here. We also installed the charging port, and that's going to be the main power port down here at the bottom. It's all going to make sense. I'll show you how I'm going to mount this, but first give you a quick walk around, quick guide. So on latch here, we got all our wiring to the switch, to this USB charger, and we have a fuse. All this gets connected into both batteries. Batteries are ran parallel. That way we got 12 volts and 20 amp hour power battery life. And of course, it's also connected to the charging outlet power port. So that's what it is. I still foamed in here. As you can see, there's foam pieces, just jammed it in there. And as you can see, the batteries stay in place, so that way we don't have all this stuff moving around inside the box. So pretty simple to do. It wasn't that bad. The only thing I would recommend, and I might end up getting another box and re-drilling everything, is right here. I did not take in consideration that I need to mount it on a flat surface. So there's a little rise right here, and we have these little flaps that I'm assuming they're like reinforcement for the lid. So I should have moved this up a little bit more to where it was right in the middle, and that way I could have cut here, and they would have been more of a flush surface for it to mount. Same thing over here. So I should have this one actually should have went down more, and I would have cleared that reinforcement bar, and that would have mounted a little bit more flush. But I might end up keeping this until it breaks or something, or if I find any issues, I might just get another box and remount these two on here. The one at the bottom was easy. It was all flat, so no issues there. Now this is how it works. Right now, the this voltmeter and USB charger does not work. I only want this to work when I have this out of the kayak. I might end up using this when I go camping, when I go somewhere where there's no power outlet or anything like that. People could charge. It's going to be more like a charging station. It's going to be charge their phones, their speakers, whatever else they want to. So right now there's no power coming out of the USB, and that's what the switch is for, is to power this USB. So click here. We got red, and like I said, it's a voltmeter. We got 13.8 volts, almost 14 volts between both these batteries, so we are fully charged on both of them. I also left this charging, so full charge on both of them. So that's awesome. Turn it off, and no more power out through here. But this one down here is constant power, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna put this into my kayak, where it's gonna go. So let's grab it. Also, not that heavy. Batteries weigh about 2 pounds each, a little bit over 2 pounds each. So I'm looking at this setup is around 5 pounds. I want to say 5.5 pounds. So that's pretty awesome. So let's go see how we're gonna put this in the Hobie kayak. My plan is, when I go out fishing, bring this in here, lay it sideways, and it fits perfectly in here. Once you get in there, as you can see, fits perfectly. This is why this is in the bottom corner. So in case we do get any water, this is high enough for, I don't think the water will get to it. This is where my power is going to come in. So my fish finder is going to go directly into here. And like I said, I might add other USB charging ports back there for my camera. My GoPro camera is going to be ran on constant through the battery. My fish finder is going to be through my battery. So hopefully the setup works fine. And then of course, when I'm done with day at the water, just pull it out. I'll plug just this one. Pull this bad boy out. Put this back in there. And then grab and go. So freaking awesome. So that is my do-it-yourself power box, and it's, again, 20 amp hours. So I think it's gonna be more than enough juice for a whole day's of fishing plus. And for my camera, my electronics, my fish finder, I think we're gonna have a good day out of the water without having to worry about my power going out. And then again, if I ever need to use this for any other thing, I could take it. So super excited to start using this. So next video, it's a fish finder install. So stick around, guys. Peace.